Hello everyone, right here in studios with my beautiful Sarah Lucero.
Well, thank you, Lorena. So excited to be here today on Dos Latinas with everyone out there. We have an amazing guest that we want to introduce you to. He is a longtime law enforcement professional and entrepreneur with the biggest heart you can imagine. And that's why today we are so excited to have Willie Ng with us here today. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much. I'm excited to be here on Dos Latinas show. It's a blessing and an honor to be here sitting next to both of y'all.
No, it is an honor to have you right here in the spotlight. And what is amazing about this beautiful gentleman is that he is a great leader right here in our community. And not only that he is a great leader, he has a beautiful heart. And he does so much for the community. And I can't wait till he tells us a little bit about who he is, what he's doing, and what his plans are for 2021. Willie?
Thank you very much again for having me here, and I'm excited about this year. I know it was challenging for others, but it's a year to actually sit down and kind of reboost yourself and to reevaluate your priorities and everything else, and my business is doing very well. And the reason why that's a big deal is because I was able to provide jobs for people who needed it, and it was an honor to sit there with them and hear their testimony, and then provide them the resources and the education to be able to work in the security industry. And so now they have a new occupation, and a lot of them are really excited. I've met their family, and they're really grateful that they have a job. And so this is going to be a very good year at the end of it, and 2021 is going to be an even better year for all of us, I believe so.
So tell us the name of your company. How long have you had it?
The name of the company is Blue Armor Security Services, and I actually established it in 2003. So it's been over 17 years. And we were named the largest security firm in San Antonio, minority, and one of the largest, fastest growing in the nation. So it's really exciting here that San Antonio is a place that we started this. This is our foundation, and we're able to help the workforce here in San Antonio. And that's what's important to me. It's prosperity here for our neighbors and for our friends.
Willie, I want you to tell everyone, why is it to you so important for everybody's safety? I want people to know a little bit about your background, because I know that for you, that is your number one priority. So tell everybody about that.
So there's statistical data that just supports this, is that where there's high crime, there's no prosperity. If you look at the areas in any town, whether it's San Antonio, Bexar County, or in another state, where there's high crime, there's no prosperity. There's no economic development, there's no workforce, there's nothing going on there. There's high teen pregnancy, there's high school dropouts. So my thing about security and safety is if we can make these neighborhoods safe and secure, then they start to become prosperous. People want to start developing in those areas. They want to start keeping the area clean. And that in turn, that positive vibe leaks out into the community and actually plants seeds of positive and hope within that area.
One thing that I really like about your story is that you really got involved in law enforcement because you wanted to give back to your community.
Absolutely.
You wanted to make your community a better place.
Right.
And that's what you've done as a law enforcement professional, even starting your own business and also starting a foundation. I mean, there's so much, but everything he does is because he wants to give back to the community. And that's very special.
Right. I just got a phone call yesterday, and I'm glad we're talking about this today. And there's not a mistake that we're having this conversation. And they called me and said, look, I want to get into law enforcement. What's your advice? And my advice to them is that, what's your agenda? Right? If it's because of pay or benefits, don't get into law enforcement. If you feel it's your purpose and it's in your heart to help people, then get into law enforcement. Because if anything you do in your life, as long as you're purpose-driven, not position, but purpose-driven, you're gonna be successful at it. And I've always felt that my purpose is to helping other people in need, and whether it's safety, providing security, a system, whatever that, giving scholarships through my foundation for education initiatives, helping those in need. That is what I felt my purpose is. And I believe that is, and I say this humbly, but I believe that's why I'm good at what I do, because I feel that it's my purpose.
And one important thing that you just mentioned right now is you have to be passionate. If you are not passionate and you're just doing it because of a paycheck or because of benefit, that's not the right mindset,
right,
Willie. And that's why you're having so much success. Because if one thing that you and I have in common is, first of all, we are street smart. We are street smart, Willie. And that's important for all of my world out there that is street smart, is that we know the desperation, the need to respect everything we do. We appreciate everything everyone else does because we want to be appreciative. And that's what people that are street smarts do. we appreciate everything that's around us. And that's what I love about Willie. Willie is the kind of man that is passionate, Sarah. He's passionate about everything that he puts his heart into it. He doesn't do it for a paycheck. He doesn't do it for the money. He doesn't do it for the benefit. He does it for your safety. He does it from the kindness of his heart. That's what, when we started this interview, I said, this is a beautiful man because he's got a beautiful heart. When you have beauty within your soul, within your heart, everything around you, it's going to be a beauty. No matter how tough the circumstances could be out there, no matter what the world is facing out there, if you see passion within your eyes and you go out there and just go and work with no excuses, mission gets delivered. Am I correct?
Absolutely. And going to, and kind of just echoing what you're talking about is if when people aren't purpose driven, they tend to lose their identity trying to please so many different people. And it's about the paycheck, right? It's about the benefits. It's about a car, or it's about a house, or about shoes. And then they lose their identity of what God made their purpose to be in their life. And I always tell people, I will never compromise who I am for positions or for politics or for anything. You know, I feel that this is my purpose, and as you mentioned, my heart's in the right place, and I'm not going to get it right every time. I'm going to fall short at times, but people will see at least I'm sincere about my what I'm trying to accomplish. And if I don't accomplish it, then I regroup and I surround myself with people that are smarter than I am, and I say, how can we make this better? And that's another thing, is that you remain humble at all times and always know you don't know everything, and surround yourself with people that will support your weaknesses by their strengths. I will never say that I'm the person that can come into an organization and do all these things that are great, but I'm a person that can come to an organization and surround myself, and by a group of people that I surround myself with, we can make an organization great.
Now, if Willie Ng sounds familiar to you or looks familiar to you, it's because he has been in the public arena, not just an entrepreneur, but he ran for public office as sheriff. And the reason you did that is because of your knowledge of crime and how to, you know, what happens in the communities and what you feel the communities need in order to get out of this cycle of crime.
Right.
Really go to the root of the problem. And what is your approach to that?
And I love that you just said that. I love that you said go to the root of the problem. And I'm going to give you just a little bit of my testimony right now. And so in 2017, actually late 2016, I found a little lump in my neck, and I went to the doctor, and the doctor said, "Oh, you're fine. Your blood work's fine. You're healthy. You're not weak. You got a lot of energy. Here's some antibiotics." So I took the antibiotics, and I was like, "Okay, doctor, I didn't like the diagnosis, but you're the doctor." So I took the antibiotics, and I went back again later and said, "The mass is still there." And he said, "Oh, but you're fine." And I said, "No, we got to do something about it. Let's just look into this." Okay, we did a CT scan, and then we did an ultrasound, and it told us the same thing that I already knew, that I had a lump in my neck. So I pushed the doctor for a biopsy. I said, "I want a biopsy." So we did the biopsy. That was late December, coming into early January of 2017. Well, February 3rd of 2017, I was told that I had cancer. And so now that I know what the issue was, then I was aggressive to cure it, right, through radiation and chemo and some natural techniques and eating and taking vitamins. But to your point is that you got to go to the root of the problem. So a lot of what we do, and a lot of what y'all do that are watching and listening, is we tend to hang out in the symptoms of issues. If we have a cough, what do? We go to CVS, buy cough medicine, and it just suppresses the cough. It's not curing the cause of the cough. It just suppresses the cough. And I tell people, whether it's your marriage or your business, your career, whatever it is, if you don't look at the cause of your problems within your marriage or the business or your education, whatever, it's going to continue to go. And it's going to spread like cancer, and it's going to kill whatever it is that's there, whatever it's your business or your marriage. I always look to people and I said, let's talk about the symptoms, but let's find out what the cause, because until we attack that cause, the symptoms are going to remain. And law enforcement's the same way. We need to look at the cause of these crimes and then attack the cause of the crimes. And the symptom, which is the committing of the crime, will tend to go down. So I like you said that.
Yes.
It's the root, it's going to the root cause.
Mm-hmm. It's going to the root cause. And you know, like life has put you through testimony. What you just said right now is so important for people to understand, that if you don't get it from the root, you're going to put a Band-Aid around it.
Right.
And putting a Band-Aid around it, it's temporary.
Right.
It's temporary because it's going to regrow. The problem is going to regrow. And in order for you to make it perfect and make it right, you got to do it right to begin with.
Right.
With everything, no matter what you do, if it's a business, if it's your family, if it's your home, if it's taking leader, if it's taking the control, if it's taking the balance of your life, you got to do it right the first time. And that way you don't have to go back and do it over and over again. And you know what, Willie? Another thing that I have found is that people are so used to living with excuses, Sarah.
Right.
People have every single excuse not to accomplish or get it done or do it right.
Right.
And you could have used a lot of excuses, but you didn't. I mean, you took this diagnosis and you did something with it. I mean, how long did it take you to get over the cancer? And then you took it a step further to help other people who are in those shoes.
Right. So during that time, and I look at every struggle, right, as I look at, okay, what good is going to come of this? And it's very difficult when you're in that storm, but when you look at the good, it kind of gets you excited and motivates you to get through that storm. So what we did, my wife and I, is we created a nonprofit. I mean, literally, when I was sitting at the sofa and not being able to eat or sleep, laying down, I had to sleep sitting up because my esophagus was so swollen from the radiation. And we sat there and we did the paperwork for the nonprofit. And we submitted the paperwork. And by the time I was done with all the treatments, we got approved for the nonprofit. So, and again, like as you mentioned, going through that storm and learning from it and then making good of it. I see it this way. In ancient Egypt, the way they process gold, it was they take a black rock, didn't look nice at all, and they'd stick it in the fire. And they stick it in the fire so much until that rock lost its shape and becomes liquid. And they take that liquid out and they pour it through a screen, and that screen catches all the imperfections of the gold. Well, this process is done over and over again. In the fire, out, in the fire, out. And each time, the gold is pure and pure and pure until the point where the person who's processing the gold can look down and see his image in that gold. So when we're going through that fire, I tell people, get excited because imperfections are going to come out. And when you come out of that fire, you're going to be better and you're going to be pure. But to your point, you have to learn from that. You have to learn from that storm. And people will tend to feel sorry for themselves, make excuses for themselves, and then nothing's going to happen then. Nothing good is going to come from that. When I was going through cancer, I remember they told me, retire from law enforcement. My professors, I was working my PhD, drop out of school and we'll let you come back later. You need to sell your business. You just, you're fighting for your life. All these excuses that I could attach to, and I said, no, if I change my life, my life, whether I beat cancer or not, it beat me. Because it made me change of who I am, and it made me lose my identity. And I'm not going to do that. So those of y'all who are listening and watching, if you're going through that struggle, do not allow it to steal your identity and your purpose in life. Push through it, learn from it, and then help other people from your experience. There's so many cancer patients now that call me, and I talk to them and help them and motivate them. I had stage 4, so when somebody gets stage 4, the first thing they think is, how much time do I have? And I said, no, I'm not going to think that way. We're going to think, what do I need to do to beat it? And then what am I going to do from this experience to help other people? Yeah. And that's the way we need to live our lives.
People need to understand that it is all in your mind. What you project in your mind is what's going to deliver within you.
Right.
Am I correct, Willie?
Absolutely.
Please correct me if I'm wrong.
No, you're absolutely correct.
Because I'm that kind of person. Mm-hmm. I am that kind of person that, I do it over and over and over again, and you're right. Every time I do it and I do it and I do it, it comes better and better and better, and I'm just becoming better and better. Like for an example, right now I'm in the process of learning how to understand, the behind the cameras, the software, the editing, the balancing, and understanding that whole world behind the cameras now. Owning a production studio, and no matter how many videos I do right, wrong, who's right? Who's wrong?
Right.
You just keep doing them until you get them right.
That's right.
That's the beauty of life. That's the beauty of your message. What do you think, Sarah?
Well, I love your fighter mentality. I mean, it's just like, don't ever give up. Keep fighting till you get it done. I mean, it's with something everybody can benefit from. And tell us though the name of the foundation that you started and how exactly do you help people with cancer?
The name of the foundation is actually named after myself. It's the Willie Ng Family Foundation. And we provide cancer patients, because I understand the stress that you go through when you're battling cancer. And then on top of that, you have, I can't work. So if you can't work, depending on what kind of job you have, then you don't have income coming in. So but the mortgage company doesn't care that you have cancer. They want to get paid, and your car payment's still due, and your insurance is still due. So we come in and we help them financially, whether it's buying groceries, whether it's making a mortgage payment, whether it's making a car payment, whatever we can do to help them financially. And then also they need transportation. Especially during this time of COVID. You don't want to call it, if you're going through chemo treatment, you don't want to call an Uber driver that you don't know if they've been tested for COVID or they maybe even have COVID and they're just asymptomatic. So we can provide that transportation for them from someone we know that we've tested and we've cleaned the vehicle and it's a nice clean vehicle. So we do a lot of that kind of things. On the other side of the foundation though is education. We're big on education initiatives, giving scholarships away. We've been giving scholarships away for years. And then also helping elderly and animals. We kind of do a little bit of everything because we care about everyone. It was hard for me to say, I'm just going to help this type of group of person. And then this person comes to me and says, no, because you're not that group. You know, it's not in my heart, so I'm helping anyone who can come and justify that they need the help.
Now, do you understand now why I love Willie? Because Willie and I have so much in common. And when I met Willie, was the kind of guy that you meet him, you talk to him for 30 minutes, and it's like you've known him your entire life. That's the beauty about Willie.
Thank you. Thank
It
you.
really is. And so what is next for Willie Ng in 2021? What are you looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to continuing to help people. You know, I am the co-founder of the Maestro Center, which is an incubator for small businesses to help them thrive. So I'm a co-founder, I am the vice president. So I'm excited to get these businesses in and get them strong. People know that small business is the backbone of the city. Everyone knows that approximately 90% of the workforce it provides to our community. So it's important for small business to be successful. And also we want to help small business be strong and thrive and grow and increase the workforce. And that's a good investment because a small business is never going to go and move to California or to another state. Big corporations can come in and they can come out and leave it just as quick as they move in here. Small businesses are not. They're part of our foundation. So 2021, I'm so excited about the Maestro Center and helping small businesses to thrive, and also continuing to help the community, continue to help education initiatives to those who need it, and helping cancer patients. And also completing my PhD.
Yes, that's wonderful.
Yes,
Willie.
yes.
Well, I've heard a lot of great things about El Maestro. You know,
Thank
and
you.
what an honor to have him here, sitting right here, talking about the Maestro and the other organizations that you are also involved, including yourself. That's
Thank you.
wonderful. All right.
Thank you.
So the last question: what advice do you have everybody out there for 2021?
Keep your head up, stay positive, and look at ways to help people. I mean, the quote I love to say is, lean on to the interests of others and not onto your interests. And if we can all do that, can you imagine what a better place, what a better world this would be if we cared more about other people than ourselves? Look at your neighbor, lift up your neighbor. I always tell people to be a good leader is not about a position. Good leader is a behavior. So let's all behave like leaders. Let's all help each other, and let's all push each other through this from 20 into 2021 to make it a better year.
Well, you know that you've got the two Latinas
right.
here backing up El Maestro, backing up all your nonprofits that you belong
Thank
with,
you.
including yourself. We are here to back up our community of beautiful San Antonio. What do you think,
Right.
Senator Lucero?
I love your story,
Thank
and
you.
thank you so much for coming onto the show to
Thank you for
share
having
it
me.
with our audience. And we look forward to hearing
Thank
more
you.
of the Willie Ng Foundation and also your company. And by the way, he is hiring.
That's right. Look us up, blueharborsecurity.com if you need a job.
Information's right here. He's hiring, and I know that you are looking for a job, and you are not alone. Happy holidays to everyone. 2021 is going to be a better year.
That's right.
Thank you for following Dos Latinas. We'll see you then. Hasta la vista.
Always take that storm and that fire, whatever you want to call it, and learn from it, and let it allow you to make you stronger and take out the imperfections in your life to make you stronger, and you will overcome it. So those who are going through any kind of challenge, dig your heels in, keep your shoulders squared, keep your chin up, and know that you're going to overcome it.